Hi. Yes. Hi. Modifications under new business. Can I add Christmas? Oh, I misread that. Sorry. It wouldn't be the first thing this weekend I've done. All right. And I prepared this on Friday, so I feel like win. So I will share this with I will email this to everybody so you can physically see it. Um, but in September 2024, we had 97 adults visit, 6 teenagers, and 42 kids. Um, we are right on with last year. Um, there, um, there were a few more kids in September, but I think our after school program was a little bit bigger. And I think it's like a 8 kid difference between last year and this year. But we had more adults, more teens, um, more in library use. We had 15 adults use the library, and 34 kids just come in to use the library. Um, we had 6 new library card signups for during library card sign up month. Um, and we had interlibrary loan. We sent out 42 items, and we received 40 back in. So, that's staying steady. Um, I expect there will be a few more requests coming as we get into colder months and people are staying in more and reading. I did not get a chance to look at Libby for September, but I'm going to make a wild guess and say that it was probably 5 users since it's consistently 5 users. As part of the library signups, I realized that we had a whole bunch of new things that you can use your library card for. We have the passes, we have the library, the pool pass. Now we have Biblio, we have Libby. I signed us up for the Palace app, which doesn't cost us anything, and it just adds to the amount of audio and digital books that we get. So I created little handouts to give to people who use the library, who have used the library, and who get new cards. So they're just on the desk. I think Wendy's grabbing them now, just to give you an idea, so that way people will start using them. Using them. And we had our. It wasn't in September, but we just had our puppy story, our cyber pups husky story time, and that was fun and amazing. We had about 15 people come for that story time. I think that was one of the biggest story times we've had. The preschool from the school came over for it. Pat from down the street came over because he likes to see puppies. So he didn't come to listen to the story, but he came to listen just to see the huskies. So we will definitely. She and I talked a little bit, and she's definitely willing to come back and work with the school to have a bigger program over there. So we can arrange that either later in the year or next year. And she was super, super nice. I'm trying to think what we have going on. We have our costumes, as you can see, they're at the end of the table. And we've had a couple people ask about them, but then we haven't had the right sizes in. And so I don't know. It's not looking good for the costumes. I don't know if we'll do it next year, to be honest. But last year we had a lot of interest the last 2 weeks of October, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we could do that. We haven't tried that one yet. I've put it out on Facebook a couple times. And we also do need some more hangers because I do have a couple more that I just don't have a way to hang them up. Awesome. And we have our teen after school group still coming over. They're always excited to come to the library. It has shrunk. It started out as 6 and we're down to 3. And that's one of the boys decided that he wanted to play sports instead. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but and then we had a discipline issue. So he was asked not to come back because he tried to rip a book in half. Yeah. So, but the ones that do come over have lots of fun. We talk about books. We do some art projects. We play some games. It's after school. They eat food. They're teenagers. They're older middle schoolers, so they're just blowing off steam. And then we've had a lot of people ask about trunk or treat, so we've been pushing that. And I believe that's everything. Oh, before I forget, next month we are finally doing, for the book club, we are finally doing remarkably bright creatures. A lot of people have asked for it, so I'm just letting everybody know. It's the one with the octopus on the cover. Yes. Yes. And it's always a surprise. Like, she brings nature in the library if we can't go outside, which has been every single time. Yeah, I think he said he'd be back before the next warrant, which is tomorrow. What's going on with TD Bank? Okay. So so Wendy, I'm going to say when the bank account gets moved, not if but when, can we make sure that it says HF Brigham Library on our account instead of Bakersfield Town Library? Because that's come up a couple of times with this date. Is why doesn't your stuff say HF Brigham? Thank you. As far as I know, I've had no communication from her about it. I don't know where we stand with stuff. I do know. I can tell you that we have the books that were donated to hand out, and I did order the remainder of the books this past week because I had to wait for the credit card payment to go through because of the snafu with the town. And so, so it ended up working in our favor because if I'd placed it when we did, we would have had too many books after that donation. Um, that's what I know. I've heard from a few townspeople that they didn't realize that the location had moved, so I'm trying to voice that. Um, yes, on that one, on that particular thing. Um, Okay, and we do have someone came in and donated stickers, and we have Pokemon cards as well. And I love that. I'm sorry. Because that was a Cheryl. The way it was the way Cheryl set it up. Well, some of the stuff that's down there, because I rotate what's up in the kids section so that they don't get tired of it. Um, well, no, and I mean, like before there was no place to put it or to organize it. So now we have room to organize it. I know for me, it's just a matter of time. And they measured our aisles and they were excited. Yes, that was their big call out for us this time. Do you Should we plan a day and maybe put out a call for volunteers to help? Yes. Oh, you threw those away? I use them all the time. Ugh. We don't. No, I'm accepting donations for toilet paper rolls. I've been looking for them. I've had to change a couple activities. No, not those. Sometimes people come in and they're like, my number is such and such, and we can't find it in the system, but we find it on the regular cards, so we just make sure that their information. Um, yes. Oh, it's one of those. I don't think it'll take a room downstairs so much as room outside. It's a yes, yes, but it'll probably cut our oil bill in half at least. Yeah, and this energy. What am I talking? What am I talking about? Oh, winter programming. Okay, so Mike said that he would play Santa Claus for us one weekend. I haven't fully scheduled anything. I wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page. So yeah. So I checked with Larry, and he said that he usually only has Santa Claus the weekend after Thanksgiving and the weekend after that. I believe is what he said. It was a he only has Santa Claus 2 weekends, and it's definitely Thanksgiving weekend, and I believe it's just the one more weekend after that. Um, so my vision for doing something in December would be to have Santa Claus come and read a story, a Christmas story. It doesn't have to be the night before Christmas, but that's what everybody likes when Santa reads. Um, and then we could decorate cookies or something, and so it's not we're not giving out anything necessarily. We're just getting people to come to the library and not forget us for the holiday season, because December last year our numbers were really down. um, okay, I'm open to suggestions. I was, if Mike is amendable to it, I was thinking of a Saturday, just because I feel like people are more apt to be out and about. But he's our Santa Claus, so I kind of feel like it's up to him when we schedule it. I'm working on it. Okay. Well, I mean, that's kind of the weekend I was tentatively looking at too. Um, but we do have, there are a lot of Santa Claus events that happened around the same time, so I we might be okay. And I know other times when I do stuff on Saturdays, they're not always, people don't always show up. Yes. Yeah, we can keep it simple, and we could even do a story and some Christmas songs. Oh, I I don't know. I feel like day I tend to do stuff during the day. Once it's dark, I just want to be home in my jammies. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, that, I think, if that works for Mike. I don't have anything else. With November, with Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's being so close, it's really hard to, everyone's so busy getting ready for the holidays. I don't have a lot of big things planned, just right. And no one asked about it last year. No one said, "Oh, I missed that." Um, so I don't even think they noticed it wasn't on the a thing we were doing. The only thing that was said is that it's now looking like it's not November. It looks like it's going to be January. um, and there Joy from the Department of Libraries said that they are kind of tweaking how they're going to have the submissions done because there were things submitted for the last grant that weren't part of the scope of the grant. Um, so they're trying to figure out how to make sure that if you're submitting it, you have it's a project that could be viable for the grant. So I don't know what that means exactly. She's not a part of the grant process necessarily. She's only relaying what she's heard in meetings. And we at the last Flare meeting, we talked about the last grant a bit, and I guess Enosburg is upset that Franklin County Libraries got the smallest amount in the state, um, and how that some of her trustees and community members felt like, well, Franklin County always gets the snub. So that was something that she was going to bring back to the Department of Libraries is that right. And Franklin County, one library got 147,000. So the least, and so I don't know if that means that they will be more considerate of Franklin County on future grants, but it was brought up. So she didn't have too many updates on that, except that they're looking at making sure that everything that gets submitted is a project that could be a good project for the grant. I've never done anything quite like this either. I know I've seen it posted where so and so's accepting bids for whatever project, but I don't know. How, I don't know the details on how to go. Right. Well, that would kind of that would kind of be a bit like if we, because everyone's gonna potentially come up with something slightly different. I would assume similar but different, depending on what we ask for options. You know what? Let me reach out. So my office for the bookmobile is in the FCIDC building. Let me reach out to Tim Smith, and I'm sure he does bidding quite a lot to find out what we need to do, or for that part. For the addition. Yes, because it's budgeting. Like $36, something like that. It said one floor, commercial or commercial or residential. It was a lot better than that last than the first one we got. Last year we did a 5% increase for the 2025 budgets. Do we want to stick with a projected 5% increase for, because we know that electricity and oil and all of that is most likely going to increase? Right. Well, that's why I'm keeping it like we're gonna have an increase, um, and I'm just thinking 5%. You know, that's a really low percent. Yes, but we do have. I mean, we do have people coming in, and I think people are seeing that we have people coming in too. Hmm. Yes, and I'm looking on my phone, and I just can't find the list on my phone, but I know it's there. We looked at it just the other. Oh, to be included, ha. So we currently have the porta potty, phone increases, courier increases, electricity increases, the treasurer, and Biblio Plus, which is $80 a year. No, but it does count as a pro. I took it out of program this year and next year. Yes, I can get that up. Yes. The only thing, and we can table this to maybe January, is I do want us to talk about a friends group. Yes, but that's probably going to be one of those big discussions as well. Yeah. But I think there is some interest for it though. So so and it would kind of help with because they could do fundraising separate. Um, okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. No. It is. I. It's something weird. I can only remember what it is when I'm looking for the password, which is in the Rolodex. No. Right. Yes. Yeah. We thought we had 2,500. They thought they had 2,500, and that they were separate 2,500s, but we're sharing 2,500. Yeah, Kathy wants to increase it to 5,000, so then we each have our 2,500. No. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm stopping the